So welcome to today's webinar, the 8 best ways to stay in front of your clients during the holidays. To get the most from today's webinar, we want you to take really good notes, and we want you to use that Q&A panel there to ask any questions you might have. To get in touch with us at any time after today's webinar, you can reach us on all social media channels at Darryl Speaks. Darryl is the author of 3 books, all published by McGraw-Hill Publishers. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually the #1 selling book to realtors on Amazon. Darryl was also named one of the top influencers and thought leaders by Riz Media magazine. Yeah, it was. He's also the recipient of the coveted CSP award or designation by the National Speakers Association. It is only given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide. On that note, Coach Darryl Davis, we're going to let you take it away.
All right. So good morning, everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. So let me just do a couple other pieces of housekeeping, if you will. One of them is, for those of you not been with me before, I want to help you and address this question that always comes up. Is this webinar a sales pitch? Because if it's free, it's never free. This is not a sales pitch webinar, but there are 2 types of people on this call. We do these weekly webinars for our power agents. So these are people in our coaching program, and there are some of you on this call that are guests, and we're glad that you're here and you're going to get a tremendous amount of value. I'm only saying that from a disclaimer standpoint up front is because from time to time, given that this webinar is for our power agents, I will be talking to them directly on a couple of things, but for the most, so it'll be like a sidebar conversation. For those of you that are guests, you want to pay attention to that website at the bottom because we are going to give you a huge bonus if you want to kick the tires and become a power agent. But just to give an overview real quick, what that is, it's our coaching program where we're holding it because of the pricing, the virus, and we're holding it at this lower level 47, but for 30 days, for $5, you can get untethered access to everything, the complete website, plus these bonuses are off the hook. It's really individually, they're worth almost $2,000. You can cancel anytime. So we got a great deal for the guests, which we'll talk about at the end. I do want to talk to the power agents for just about 90 seconds. Power agents, I want to remind you that every month we give you this calendar. So December's calendar has been out, which goes through, listen, if you're confused of one thing to do to forward your business, here's a tip. So we have these daily tips for you to help your business and get it to the next level. In addition to that, we send you every week, all right, here's the top things to do for the week. And I do want, and by the way, this is a teaching moment for everybody, even the guests. You'll notice on the right-hand side of one of those weekly calendars, it says top things I must accomplish. I'm really strong about this, that sometimes we can feel overwhelmed in our business and we can like work and feel like we didn't even accomplish anything. Isn't that crazy? But if you were to say, all right, no matter what happens this week, no matter how crazy this week becomes, here is the top 3 things. If I can do these top 3 things, get them accomplished, I would have moved my business forward dramatically. So I want you to really focus on that stuff, okay? Also, power agents is, please use the directory. We are starting to see more and more power agents, because this is for every power agent, this is included in the membership, to start referring and networking with agents. And we're starting to get really great feedback that power agents are actually generating business from other power agents. And also, this is a timely piece, which is the 11 reasons to list during the holiday. You can customize the bottom and stuff like that. So you may want to use it as a mailing piece or on social media. Okay, with that said, let's get into the 8 things. I hope it's okay. When I was working on the webinar this weekend, I got carried away and it went from 8 to 12. So I hope that that's okay. I'm going to give you 12. So it's called the Trainer's Baker's 8. You've heard of the Baker's Dozen. It's the Baker's 8. You're getting 4 additional items. The good thing about what I'm going to share with you, one of our power agents, Dennis, recently just said, loving the membership, I appreciate you don't have a set prospecting method, but allow members to pick methods that matches their personality. So what I'm going to be sharing with you, these 12, you don't have to do all these 12. I always teach more than what you could possibly implement, because I have different types of people on this call. You know, I've got the new agent on the call, and I got the top agent. I see Joanne Mills is on the call. I saw you pop in. Good to see you, Joanne. And so I want you to pick what works best for you, given where your production level is. This webinar is going wide today because I'm going to cover a bunch of little things. It's not going deep. Like some of the webinars we've done and the weekly training focuses on a specific topic, whether it's working with buyers or negotiating offers. So that's going deep on one topic. Here we're going wide. I'm going to give you 12 ideas. The first one in staying in touch with top of mind with your clients, customers, neighbors, friends, whatever. One of the tips I'm going to suggest that you do is send out handwritten notes. Now, I want to take a moment just to be careful and be clear about something with everybody, is that one of the things that happens for me is I'll get agents who will mail me Christmas cards, which I appreciate. And I can tell, though, I am just in a mass of pieces being mailed out to a bunch of other people, like calendars or whatever, or just Christmas cards. And the part that kind of rubs me a little bit when I get those, for me personally, is I haven't heard from these agents the entire year. And so by just sending out that holiday card when they haven't stayed in touch with me throughout the year, almost seems a little insincere. It almost seems the opposite of what maybe those holiday wishes is supposed to accomplish. So I want you to be careful with that. If you've got people you haven't talked to in a whole year, maybe with your past clients, a handwritten note is a much better approach. So let me share something with you as an example here. If you are like me, where your handwriting is not the best, maybe look at one of these companies that can create digital cards to send out that match your handwriting or come close to it. Now, Send Out Cards is a popular company that's used. The challenge with Send Out Cards is that you know that it's Send Out Cards, it's digital. So we did some research and we found these other great companies as an option. So maybe consider using one of those digital companies. By the way, Power Agents, you're going to get a copy of the slides, so you'll have a list of all those people. And people who are guests, I'll tell you later how I'll give you a copy of these slides as part of their bonus. But one of the things we also have that we wrote is these emails and letters based on this pandemic. And by the way, I just want to say something here. I'm going to go back to just me here. Is that this pandemic has been, a roller coaster ride. We've got some good news about it with the vaccines coming out. But it seems like for some areas, this is even worse than what it was back in March or April. So some of these, I brought these emails back. We wrote these at the beginning of this pandemic. We brought them back because it might be appropriate given your market. So you have to decide. So, for example, you might send out, I just wanted to send you a quick note, say hello, see if there's anything I can do for you. There's such challenging times for everyone. The feeling of isolation fear could be gripping, and of course, these you can tweak these and customize these to your style. Just me again, checking in with you. Navigating these days can be scary times. I want to send you a quick list of tips for anyone who finds themselves working at home with the kids. These are, so you can maybe take one of these types of letters and use it and pull some of the content and tie it into a holiday message. Checking in with you and your family. I found one of the coolest resources for children activity. I want to share it with you, which that's a great website. And this world is a little crazy right now, finding a little calm in the storm, piece of chaos. Again, these letters, gang, you can maybe customize them for the time of year during the holidays. Power Agents, these letters that I want to remind you where they are, because the Power Program site has over 400 letters and flyers. If you go to, when you sign into the Power Program website and you go to the classroom, you'll see there's a tab called Darryl's Top Picks. When you go there, you're going to see the letters. It's called Turbulent Times is what that is. Okay. So tip number one, everybody, consider handwritten notes as opposed to just the printing out the holiday cards or ordering those holiday cards. Number two is maybe just call some of your past clients, your hit list of people, wish them a happy holidays. You know, maybe taking the time. Listen, I'm going to tell you something, gang, especially for those of you that have not been in touch with your past clients, friends, family, and I feel strong about this. If a whole year has gone by and they haven't heard from you, in my opinion, mailing them a holiday card could almost be worse than not sending them anything. Unless you make a phone call first and say, hey, Julie, this is Darryl Davis from Power Realty. How are you doing? Listen, I just wanted to take the time to wish you happy holidays. I was thinking about you. Watch this. I was on a webinar with it, or for those power agents, I have my own personal coach. He told me this is what we should be doing. We were talking about past clients, and it refreshed my memory about you. Something like that. As a matter of fact, I think we have some dialogue here for you that you guys can tweak here. I'm just talking off the cuff right now. Past client, this script here, there's two sections to it. There's actually two scripts on it. The top one, past client, first phone call. Hi, is this Mary? Hi, well, hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? The reason I'm calling today is just reach out, see how you're doing. With so much change in the market and the world, there's a lot of people have questions. I just want to let you know I'm here to see if you have any questions. So that would be getting in touch with your past clients that you haven't spoken to a while, like a break the ice introduction call. What I would do is just tweak this a little bit because of the holidays. Hey, it's a blast from the past. I hope all is well. I just wanted to reach out to you, wish you happy holidays. How are you doing? How are the kids doing? How's the house? Great, super. All right. Next question, the next thing. So that's number two. Number three, so the first thing is the handwritten card. Second thing is just calling people, wish them happy holidays. Third one is spotlighting local businesses. Now, by the way, when we talk about staying top of mind or the best ideas for your past clients, people that you've worked with before, this doesn't have to be in the month of December. This is going into January too, right? New Year's. The whole month, in my opinion, January, the whole month is a holiday for people. They're still getting back to, they're kicking off the new year for themselves. So one of the things you may want to do is consider spotlighting local businesses. So one of the things you can do is interview them. Now, because of depending on where you are in the country and where we are with this virus, you may choose to do it in person or choose not to do it in person and maybe do it via Zoom. Do some kind of digital interview like that. That's totally, totally doable. Now, I'm going to say something now in case I forget later, because one of the benefits of interviewing people is showing off their business, right? If you have to do a Zoom call with a business because that's what you have to do based on the pandemic, make sure the business owner, they use the Zoom app for their phone so that way they can walk and actually do the tour of their business. And I'll show you some questions you can ask. One of the things you can do when you do this interview with them, and it doesn't have to be a Facebook Live, I would just record it and then edit it if you're concerned about some mistakes and then post it on your business and personal page. Another idea what you can do is after you've interviewed a bunch of people, create a flyer that says, here is the local businesses that you recommend that you've interviewed. And by the way, here's a link to my page that will show all the interviews. Now, what you could also do for those of you that love Facebook or at least familiar with it, you know how you can group your photos based on like an album? You can create an album of these videos of local businesses to make it easy for people to find. Dana Williams, an agent in California, she actually did a series of a showcase of videos of businesses who were graciously contributing and serving others in the community. So she created a whole like almost show, if you will, a TV show, a series around these businesses who contribute. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get that detailed. She had a lot of success with it. Top agent, did great. What are the questions that you would interview a top agent for? A business. Here are some of the questions that you would do. I got distracted by the bottom there. Let me talk about that for a second. If you're able, you'll see at the bottom of the screen, if you're able to do the interview in person with the business owner, what I would do is, as you're talking to the business owner and asking the questions I'm going to show you in a second, then I would say, let's take a tour of the place really quick. I go behind the scenes and talk to some of the employees really quick. Do you like working here? Like, be playful with it so you can have a really fun, engaging video for your local business. What do you like best about the community? So these are the questions that you would ask the business owner. Why did you start this business? I think that's an awesome question, right? What was the that initial thought, that seed that planted this idea of opening up this business? What made you choose this town? Powerful, great question to make that connection with the neighborhood. How are you making out during these challenging times? This is definitely something that you should be asking to help articulate what they're doing and how their highs and lows. What new features, item specials have you added recently that people might be interested in? So that would be like kind of that closing question. Okay. So these are great interview questions. Here's the super thing about interviews, gang, is that it's easy for you. You don't have to come up with content, right? It is the person you're interviewing that is producing the actual value for the person watching, okay? Next thing is consider, so I didn't number these. This is number 3, I guess, but volunteer at a food bank or hold a charity drive or collect for Salvation Army thrift store. Let me share with you. This is a great holiday thing to do. First of all, I'm not going to get into teaching this. I'm just going to give this to y'all. If you'll jot down that website at the bottom, please do not go there now because I want you to stay focused on this content. It's like a fire hose. I still have so much more to give you. HolidayHeroesProject.com. So what the Holiday Heroes Project is.com, you'll see on the screen right now all of those promotional pieces. My company designed that for you. If you go to that site, please don't go there now. It's not going to ask you for your email. It's not going to ask you to log in. Once you land on that site, you are able to download stuff for free. And here's what it was. We did a whole webinar around this, and which is, by the way, also on that webpage, that gave a whole series of ideas on if you were going to do a food drive, a clothing drive, a toy drive, if you were going to do it for yourself and distribute it to families, or if you were going to raise it for another foundation or charity. We gave you an Julie, how big was that guide that we created, an operations manual? How many pages?
Oh my gosh.
Whatever it was, I want to guess. I want to say it was over 40 pages. So
it was definitely over 40 pages.
We got carried away. Like this became a huge thing for us. And what we did was create an operations manual. If you wanted to do a charity drive, here's how to do it. Okay. It's totally free. We're giving it. And here's why, because if there was any time that people need help, now's that time. And we didn't do it like for an agent to brand themselves or market themselves. That naturally will happen if you're the one spearheading, you're doing this. You are who you are as a real estate professional in the community. But I believe as real estate professionals, it's our duty to take care of our communities. And so we try to give you this to do that. Okay, so I'm going to suggest after this webinar is you go to that website and check out what we did for you. There's a whole hour training on that topic as well. Okay, but there's something else I want to give you as an alternative. First of all, one of the things that you can do, we created this flyer for you that I've seen agents who've done this, where they've announced and made a commitment for every transaction or part of their business during, let's say, the month of December and January, they're going to donate X amount of dollars or percentage of their fees towards a foundation or towards a charity. So this is something that you can do also to put that out there, that you're giving back to the community. Here's another, sorry. Oh, Power Agents. Okay, Power Agents, that flyer that I just showed you is in the Farming Self-Promotion tab of the website. And Power Agents, keep in mind, you can customize that, right? So you can put your contact information. But here's the other idea. So I found this, like the Salvation Army, like I didn't even know this. For this webinar, I found this. They have a thrift store where they basically take a lot of stuff. So it's not just clothing, furniture, blah, blah, blah. So they have thrifts. Salvation Army has a thrift store. Now, what you can do, what any civilian can do, is go to the website and say, hey, I got a bunch of stuff I want to have taken out of my house, and pick it up, and they'll come pick it up. Well, what I was thinking, what you could do if you wanted to, is if you rented a truck or got somebody to donate a truck and you promoted, you are going to be going to houses that want to donate stuff for people who are in need. Like, you'll collect those items for the Salvation Army thrift shop, and then you bring it to them. So you're basically going to be that in middle person. I think that's also a great way to give back to the community, to stay in, to serve others and help. Okay, next thing, whatever number we're up to, is encourage people to receive an updated market analysis. You know, people's homes are their most important assets, one of them anyway. And just like people who have other investments, whether it's stocks and bonds, but periodically they check it up. They check up and see how they're doing. Is it growing? Do they have to move monies around, make some changes? Well, I believe that every homeowner should do the same thing with their home. That every year, a homeowner, once a year, should find out what the current value of their home is, even if they're not thinking about selling. They should just do that because it's important. It's growing in equity. So one of the things you could do to help promote that is, instead of calling it a CMA, a market analysis, Power Agents, I encourage you to call it a neighborhood market report. And the reason why I'm calling it a neighborhood market report is because you're basically telling people that there's two things you're going to get from the neighborhood market report. Is you will find out what your neighbors paid for their home. That's such a trigger thing because people are curious, like, okay, there's new people just moved into that house. I wonder what they paid for it. So now we know that it's easier to get that information, but you're promoting, hey, I can help you do two things in this report. Find out what the neighbors paid for their homes, which will bring us to the second thing, and you'll just find out what your house is worth in today's market. Everybody should have this done once a year. I like the sound of neighborhood market report a lot better than CMA. I think people can understand a neighborhood market report better than CMA. Here's the other thing you can do is over-the-phone market analysis. One of the things that we can do is simply answer a bunch of questions over the telephone about bedrooms, bath, style, and I can give you a ballpark idea how much your house is worth over the phone. So it's called the over-the-phone market analysis or neighborhood market report. Power Agents, those flyers, all that stuff is in the farming and self-promotion that I just showed you. Okay, next thing is, and I want to shout out to Joanne Mills. I know you're on the call. I saw you pop up, you son of a gun. Because you really helped me with this about talking about movie events. This is Joanne, by the way, is one of our Power Agents. She started with us years ago, has built her business, incredible, great company on Long Island, New York, Exit Family Realty. But anyway, let's talk about this because she's really had a lot of success with this. I asked Joanne to send me a copy of one of her flyers. And Joanne, I didn't tell you when you sent this to me, I was super impressed. This is a beautiful flyer. And what this concept is, so I'm going to go through this. This is another way to stay top of mind. Gang, keep in mind, everything I'm giving you is how you can stay visible in front of not just past clients, but your farm area, your neighborhood, etc. So what this drive? So she did a drive-in. I remember her first one that she did, or I think it was maybe the second one. It was like sitting out on the lawn, and it was the one I went to was like really cold, and but it was nice, great movie. They had popcorn and stuff. It was sitting on the grass. But this one over here was a drive-in. I think this is better for a lot of reasons. This is some pictures that Joanne, I asked her to send me from her last event that she did. And Joanne and Sarah, if you can, or Julie, pay attention, how many people, I didn't ask Joanne how many people she had at this event, if she can put it in the Q&A and just interrupt me if you can tell me. But you'll notice there's a huge screen over to the left there. There's a parking lot and the people. And I'm going to show you some of the things on how you can do this. First of all, if you want to do it all yourself, there's a couple of companies where you have to pay a license fee to be able to show a movie, whether you charge or for free. A lot of people will watch this, they'll do free events like this. But what I've learned is that you can license all movies with one fee. So you don't have to license per movie. And it's only a few $100s a year. So if you thought you were going to do more than one of these, even one, I think is kind of worth it. The movie MPLC, I forget what that stands for, and Swank, those are the two big companies that license. You pay them a fee. They have a warehouse of movies. You see what movies they have that you want to air. Then you pay one fee, and now you're free to do it, period. It's a simple process. The next thing is you've got to transmit that movie projector, the audio, into people's car radios. If you go to Amazon, you will find FM transmitters. People turn to an FM radio station within a 300 or 800 feet. It depends on the quality that you get. This one is 800 to 1,000 feet, and it is $180. So that's if you wanted to do it yourself, right? There's another option. Is if you were to go to Google and type in outdoor movie company, that's what I did, and you'll find companies near you that you can pay them to do it for you. And here is one on Long Island called Stargaze, and they have all these different packages. They do everything for you. They have the FM transmitter, they have the movie screen, the projector, they set it up. They pay the licensing fees. They have some add-ons. You want a cotton machine, a pretzel, snow maker, movie, They do the whole thing. Now, this company, you can get, they have these prices. It's like $500. I think what it actually went up coming out to with all the bells and whistles and everything else, Joanne told me it was $1,500. She split it up with a couple other people. It was, I think, an incredible thing.
They have 90 cars, Darryl.
90 cars. Thank you, Joanne. That 90 cars, that's freaking awesome. You want to know what's awesome about this, gang? It's fun, number one. Number two is there's so many other people that saw this that maybe didn't go. So you weren't just in front of 90 people, but in front of all those other people that saw it. Now you post this on social media, you do mailings, you can even hire and have some people call neighbors and personally invite them if you wanted to. Past clients, you should make the call yourself. Now, knowing Joanne, she probably stood in front of that 90 cars and said hello to everybody. Joanne Mills from Exit, and thanks for coming to my movie event, which is what you should do. And hopefully what Joanne did, I don't know if she did this, hopefully everybody that pulled up, that they got a little flyer stuck in their car that says something about something. A little brochure, a little personal note. I hope she did that. Okay.
So they actually got a larger screen for the drive-in. They got a 24-foot screen for the drive-in.
They got a 24-foot screen. Awesome. Okay. So that was the largest one. So $1,500 is everything, and she split with a couple of other people. So that's good. All right. Next thing is become actively involved in your neighborhood Facebook closed group. So we're off the movie there. Here's the next one. Now, gang, I always talk about this. So I apologize if you've been on webinars before. You've heard me talk about getting actively involved in your community closed Facebook group. But the reason why I keep pushing this darn thing is because it is, to me, one of the best ways to stay in touch with your farm area, especially. It's digital farming. It costs $0. They're all there captured. You got to do this if you're not doing it. Now, here's some suggestions. Some social media tips. Now, this is new stuff I haven't shared before, so pay attention for those who've been with me before. You can do during this holiday time a photo contest in the closed group of your community. So, for example, followers share a photo with a hashtag according to the rules that you set up. And you create a little hashtag like town rocks, like whatever your town is, right? And so blank rocks, like, Massapequa rocks might be the hashtag for Joanne, and or Amityville rocks, whatever. That's the first thing. Have your followers share photos of the holiday home, a decor, or maybe their Christmas tree, and offer a grand prize that a vendor pays for, to the photo who gets the most likes. So now you got the whole community. They're taking photos, they're sharing it, you're commenting, This is all free. You have a vendor, a loan officer, somebody, they'll pay for color TV or something, I don't know, some huge prize. All right. Here's another tip, is a caption this. You might have seen these before, where you post a photo and you have somebody write a caption for that photo. That's a real popular social media technique. And I'm going to tell you where you should find the photos. Julie, what's the name of that funny real estate website with photos? What is that called?
Like the lighter side of real estate?
That's it. The lighter side of real estate. Boy, I wish I had thought of that. That's a great, the lighter side of real estate. Find that Facebook group, because they post the wackiest photos of bathrooms that have like dining room tables in it or something, really wacky things. And you could post a real estate funny photo and then have your community comment on it. If you're going to do any holiday open houses during the holidays, here's a couple of suggestions. Is offer maybe a free candle for attending, promote that out, a Yankee candle or something. Some of these are not expensive. Listen, one of the old techniques in the holidays is we tell people, come to the office and pick up a pumpkin pie, or during the Halloween, pick up a pumpkin to do, so they can carve it, make a jack-o'-lantern out of it. Same concept. Do a candle. Come by my open house and pick up a candle. Anybody, you don't have to be looking to buy a house. Just come on by. I want to see you. If you're doing an open house in your area. Here's another idea, is mail to your past clients a specific postcard or a handwritten letter saying, hey, listen, I'm doing this open house. If you want to stop by, I'd like to give you something as a gift. So you can do it just for your past clients. They come and you give them a special gift. It's an opportunity for you to see your past clients face to face. Again, depending on where you are with this pandemic. Power Agents, what we did is we have a checklist for you, the 8 ways to be a connected influencer and contributor to a community Facebook closed group. So make sure you get that. So we've given you a bunch of other ideas. There's another thing that we created for you, which is if you're going to do any kind of real estate tips and ideas. Julie, can you make a note of this? I want to change this flyer that it doesn't say 35 Facebook live ideas. I don't, because it doesn't have to be live. So I want to take off the live. Okay. So
it should just be 35.
It should be just 35 video.
Right. So it doesn't have to be just Facebook, right? It can be.
And it does have to be Facebook. Yeah. So an agent would take their phone and record tips, real estate tips on, like we're looking over here, the 3 quick tips, 3 quick tips to create curb appeal. The 3 questions to ask yourself when considering selling your home. So these are little informational ideas, 2-3 minute videos, and we have 35. If you posted one a week, there's almost a whole year for you and video ideas. So at Power Agents, it's all in the farming self-promotion tab, those 2 flyers that I just showed you about the influencer and the Facebook video stuff. Here's the other thing, to stay actively involved with your community, and that is share local news. Now, there are some services out there that they give you ideas on sharing news. And with Power Agents, I try and give you national news that comes from whether it's CNN or Fox or whoever, articles about real estate of recognizable organizations, because people will, when they recognize it, has more credibility, right? And but for you in your local market to stay connected with your people, I want to show you something that I did as an example for this webinar. Is I Googled Long Island real estate, and you'll notice at the top of the screen it says news, right? So there you will see Newsday. Now, unless you're from Long Island, you don't know who Newsday is. Everybody on Long Island, we know who Newsday is. Newsday is they're the bomb. The island now. So anyway, what you can do is click on that article and then copy the link and share it in your social media area, telling people, here's an article about Long Island home prices are going to be jumping as buyers face limited supply. If you know of anybody who's thinking, then you can write a little blurb around that little link to that article. So that's another thing that you can do. Now, Power Agents, I'm going to give you this website because there's a way to set up a news feed. So what happens, instead of you manually doing this, there's a way to tell Google, listen, Google, anytime there's new news that meets the criteria, Long Island real estate, email it to me. And then you can click through that way. So it's called setting up an RSS feed reader. And there's a whole way to do that. We're not going to teach that. This is not a tech webinar.
Google alert.
Yeah, it's like, yes, thank you, Julie. So anyway, we'll give you that web link in the webinar. Okay, next thing is smile stops for your past clients. Let me explain what a smile stop is. So, let me go back, sorry. So, a well-respected coach in our industry, Brian Buffini, he calls them, what do they call it, Julie? Popeyes. And we call them smile stops, same concept. We call it smile stops because we don't call it Popeyes. Plus, we like smile stops better. We create an acronym for SMILE. Smile stops stand for, the S stands for service. You want to focus on servicing, not selling. You're going to meet them face to face. Put quotes around that in this pandemic. You're going to invite them to share their needs. So in other words, you're going to have a conversation with people when you stop by. You're going to lead by a token of gratitude, and this helps elevate the relationship. But the bottom line is, to me, a smile stop is about putting a smile on somebody's face that's a past client. That's the concept. You want to put a smile on somebody else's face. Now, here's some ideas. Now, there was a power agent or somebody that had asked the question at the beginning about putting your business card in a holiday card. Here's some, maybe you can tweak some of the slogans here to go with that concept. Love staying connected with great people like you. Happy holidays. You give them an extension cord as a smile stop. Bringing wrapping paper. Thank you for helping me wrap up a great year serving you in your referrals. A whisk, whisking you happy holidays. Okay. Some sweets. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a sweet bite. Huh? And, a holiday pie, any way you slice it. I'm thankful for your referrals, or I'm thankful for, listen, if you don't want to ask for business, I would change it and say, any way you slice it, I'm thankful for your being a past client, or for our relationship. And a flashlight, which I think is good, especially Long Island with power outages. May your days be merry and bright. Happy holidays. So those are some ideas. Power agents, I want to remind you that we give you these smile stop ideas seasonal. So the next kind of season coming up, if you will, is Thanksgiving, February. So we have smile stops for you there. The other thing I want to remind power agents, in the calendar that you guys got, you'll see there's some smile stop ideas. I'm going to zoom in on them. One of them is December 12th about poinsettias. There's actually Poinsettia Day. You can give that as a smile stop. It's National Humbug Day, designed to relieve stress. Did we spell that right? Relieve before the holidays. Use social media graphics. Humbug Day. Okay, so there you go. Here's another suggestion: is offer 2021 real estate package items, meaning that one of the things you can do is package some ideas that would be customized for a buyer or for a seller. Let me give you some examples. Power agents, what I'm about to show you is in the buyer tab or the listing appointment tab, okay? For guests, these are ideas that you can use. Christina Cardinal, she said the amount of information Darryl gives is amazing. Listen, there's over 400 forms on the flyers and checklists on the website. So there's a ton, right? So you pick what works for you. So for example, I just went through some of the buyer things that we did. And we have a loan application checklist that you can give to your buyers thinking about buying a new home. Here's some tips for new homes, negotiating multiple offers situation as a buyer. What can you do to win? 7 reasons to buy a home before year end during the holidays. So again, what I'm suggesting, I'm going to go back to the other slide. These are 4 ideas. What you can do is promote. We have a buyer package for people who are thinking about buying a home during the holidays, and it includes these items. And you would bullet out these 4 items. Loan application checklist, thinking about buying a home, why buying before year end is the best plan, and how to negotiate your offer, multiple offer situation. So you can advertise these 4 items where people are going to be like, oh, this is great. And it's a way to capture leads during the holidays. Same thing with sellers. Curb appeal on a budget, how to prepare your home for the fall and winter on the inside and the outside. So it's not selling. This is just like cleaning the gutters, checking your air conditioning, etc. Is your house the best looking house on the block? How to give it a facelift. A seller's winter open house guide if you're planning on doing an open house during the winter. So those are, listen, gang, I just pulled out some of the flyers. Let me go back here to this slide here. Power agents, I just went into those 2 tabs, the listing appointment and the buyers, and I said, I just picked 4, and that's what I came up with. So you can choose other things if you don't like to promote that flyer or whatever. Okay, let's talk about the next tip, which is doing a survey, sending out a community survey to the neighbors. This is another way, again, to stay top of mind for people. I do not expect you to do everything I'm teaching you, gang. This is a lot, I know. Do you think real estate prices will continue to rise? One of the things I suggest you do is get an account. It's inexpensive with SurveyMonkey. You can, if you're really tech savvy, you can do something on Google Forms and send out via email, do a mailing postcard on this to tell people to go to this place to fill out the survey if you wanted to. Go into those community closed Facebook groups saying, I'm running a survey. If people are interested, we want to get a sense of where people are in the community when it comes to real estate. And so what I did is I created the questions for you. Here's the questions. Do you think real estate prices are going to continue to rise? What do you like best about our neighborhood? What do you think is the biggest real estate challenge we may experience in 2021? I love that question. How long have you lived in your current home? Do you know how much your home is worth? If you were to move, where would you move to? So there's a little bit of a qualifying questions there towards the bottom to kind of get the temperature to see if somebody's filling this out, if they're interested. What you could do, by the way, at the end of the survey, you can thank them, or you could promote also by filling out this survey. You're going to give them some of those packages that I showed just a moment ago as a thank you gift for people for taking the time to fill out the survey. Holding a how-to webinar, boy, it's so easy now. I used to teach, hold a live seminar. Now you can do it so easily on webinars. And here's some examples on topics. You can do a webinar for home buyers, how to find your perfect home in 2021. You'll notice that you can have at the bottom of that flyer, you can put featured speakers. So you're not burdened to do all of the content. Have a loan officer do 15 minutes, have an attorney do 15 minutes. Like you have 4 guest speakers. Let's say 3, you're one of the 4. 3 of them, if they did 15 minutes each, there's 45 minutes right there. You do 15 minutes, there's an hour. You can open it up to questions at the end, like we're going to do on this webinar in 15 minutes. Seller's workshop, how to price your home to sell effectively, interest rates, how does that affect? Obviously, you would edit some of these because some of the bullets might be different depending on your market. How to sell a home successfully in today's market, there's another layout. So these are just ideas. Power agents, that's all in the farming and self-promotion. They're PowerPoints, you can edit those. I love this one. And boy, Julie, I got through this material. I'm coming to the end of this, so we're going to have more time for questions, which is going to be great. How are we doing? You still with me, Julie? Julie, you're on mute. Gang, she does this. She forgot to take herself off mute. Okay, there you are. Julie, how are we doing?
We're doing great.
Okay, good. So we're going to actually have more time to give people questions to go through some of this stuff. So because this is the first time we're doing this webinar, so timing it, we have more time for questions in just a minute. So this will be our last one. So anybody that is got some questions, start typing them now. We're going to jump to those. But here's the last one I want to give you. And then for the guests, we have a gift for you. Spotlight top listings from your MLS. So let me show you something that Zillow does. I don't know if any of you get this. I get an email periodically from Zillow that shows, and I cut and pasted this for you. So this is not the full email. This is a brilliant idea, so stay with me. Zillow, listings that we love. Sometimes we can't help but play favorites. Check out some of the topics below and see why we can't get enough of them. Psst, they're all available if you're ready to move. Cute. The Midwest Sanctuary. Now, Zillow is promoting these in different parts of the country, right? Stay with me on this idea. Then they've got the Romantic Tutor. Then they have the Storybook Abode, right? So they've come up with these categories like you can have the same concept. You can say a romantic house, romantic retreat, or more bang for the buck, square footage. In other words, here's my idea. Is that you go through your MLS and based on certain categories that I just said, you know, could be a romantic house, could be best tutor of the month, whatever it is, and pull some from your local market. It doesn't matter whether you listed it or not. You pull some of the what you think are the shiny pennies in your marketplace, give it a little description, send out an email like that, and see what happens. I think this is the bomb idea because I get so many emails, but when I see these, I can't help but actually click on it. So that's my suggestion there. Okay, to summarize, here's what we just threw out at you. The 12 ideas is to send out a handwritten notes, call out, wish, and just wish people a happy holidays. Spotlight local businesses, interview them, post them on social media, volunteer at a food bank or hold a charity drive or do a Salvation Army, help them with their thrift store and collecting stuff. Encourage an updated market analysis for people. You can do it over the phone, call it the over the phone market analysis or the neighborhood market report. Hold a movie event. That's a huge one. There's a lot of moving parts to that, but the payoff is huge. Be actively involved in your Facebook group. That's key. Smile stops for past clients. So we gave you a bunch of ideas on that. Offer real estate packages, items, checklist, flyers, whatever for buyers, and same thing with sellers. Send out a community survey. And by the way, when you do the community survey, you can share that with the community. What the results were. Number 11, hold a how-to webinar, easy to do on Zoom. By the way, Power Agents, we have training on how to work with Zoom and how to work with PowerPoint. That's in there for you. And then the last was Spotlight top listings from MLS. Actually, I'm going to call that the copy the Zillow email idea. But this, so listen, no matter what you think about Zillow, that's a good idea. I really like that. Okay, now, for those of you that are guests, so everybody stay on the call. We're going to answer questions, but for those of you that are guests, I have something awesome for you. So hang in there, take a couple of minutes on this. And that is, if you want to kick the tires and become a Power Agent, you can do it for $5. And here's the bonuses you're going to get. I'll show you in just a minute. You'll have complete access to the website. You're going to also get bonuses today. Cancel anytime. Part of the bonuses is a copy of the slides. I'll talk about that in a second. But here's an aerial view of the Power Program. Every Monday, there's a live coaching call where you can actually call in and talk to me and ask me questions. So it's a back and forth dialogue, not like a webinar format. And power agents say they love this. One of our power agents, Deborah, said it really sets the tone for the week. She gets up early. She hits the ground running. She gets a dose of Darryl, as we sometimes call it, and there she goes, rocks and rolls. Also, there is dozens of webinars like this. We record all these webinars and we put it into the Power Program website for power agents so they can watch it again, listen to it, download all the slides that are associated with the training. There is a closed Facebook group that we have it's taken off. It's really just one of the best Facebook groups on Facebook because of the brainstorming and support. The Power Program website is incredible. There are we've broken up real estate into chapters, if you will, like working with buyers, the listing appointment, prospecting, self-promotion, farming, objection handling, time management. So we've broken up into categories because that's how I originally did our training back in 1993. Committed to agents improving time management, improving prospecting. So it's almost like a book, if you will, the way we've structured the training. So you can go to the website, and how you do that is when you click on Classroom, when you log into the website, you will see all the different sections, topics, like I just said. I'm only showing you 2 lines. There's a lot more to the website than what you see on the screen right now. But let's say, for example, you needed help with farming. So you would click in the farming, and then you would literally see hundreds of forms and flyers and checklists and ads, and all of it's customizable. When you open it, you put your photo in it. It's just incredible. There's a favorite section we added to it because there is so much. And when you put a star next to an item, it goes into a separate folder for you. That's when you log in, it's your folder of stuff that you like. We also have a search function that uses the same kind of technology that Google does, that if you were to type in, let's say, for example, FSBO, bada bing, everything FSBO related would show up on the search for you, like whether it's a webinar, whether it's a dialogue, or it's something like that. So let's see what else. Denise, recently new power agent. She said she's only been a power agent for a week and she's already a better agent. We really, for what we do for our power agents, we try and give you what we could easily charge $1,000 a month for only $47. But here's one of the bonuses that we're going to also give you today. I forgot this was here actually, is the Breakthrough Business Plan. What this Breakthrough Business Plan is, it goes through what you need to do in 2021. There's no business plan like it in the industry because it's like a book. It's 43 pages, and it goes through how to generate now business, how to generate future business, and how to set up financial freedom. So it's literally 3 business plans within the one. We're real proud of that one. So you're going to get that as a bonus. Plus, for signing up for $5, you can get the listing appointment. It's a PowerPoint deck. It's 103 slides. And then I recorded a video on how to do a listing appointment online. How I teach, though, is how to list FSBOs, because that's how I did my business. And I'm really good with FSBOs. And but you can. My thinking is, if you know how to list a FSBO, everything else is easy. So I teach you how to list the hardest, and so you're going to get that. Plus, you get to keep all this during the trial period. How to deal with multiple offers. Now, this e-guide is not for you. It's actually for your buyers or for your sellers. So you give them this e-guide on how to deal with multiple offers, and you put your contact information stuff. So it's awesome. If you're a new agent or an experienced agent that needs to recommit to your business, we've given you a guide for that. How to set up, the top 12 dialogues, and which is going to be one of our up and coming webinars actually this month. How to set up a Facebook page, that guide you're getting, the Breakthrough Business Plan I told you, plus there's other things like a copy of today's slides, a recording from today. We have a CRM for people who don't have one. You need to have one, so we have one for you. It's called Power Builder, and you can get that for free for 30 days to check it out. All this comes about almost $1,900, and you get it really for $5 because you get to keep all this if you decide to not continue. Now, at the end of the 30-day trial, it goes to $47 a month. It's really valued at $197 a month, but anybody that signs up locks in at the lower price, and that becomes your price for as long as you want to be a power agent. With that said, Julie, I know we have a lot of questions, so I want to jump to questions. You can ask questions either about the Power Program or about the topic today, and we're going to rock and roll, so I'll let you take it away, Julie.
Fantastic. The first thing, when you showed that Zillow, that email, that was a great idea, but it made me think I just got the information for my neighborhood. A local real estate agent sponsored the house decorating contest for our neighborhood, which I thought that was a smart idea as well. So that just jogged my brain, but
listen, take that email and let's put an article around it or put it in the Power Agent newsletter and let's show them that email. Okay.
Wonderful. So, and on that note, the idea from Zillow, do you actually add the links to the houses so they can see the photos?
Yes. So what I would do is, yes, the links, the Zillow idea, when they click on it, that link, you can control it. You would send them to wherever you want to. So if you want to send them to realtor.com where you have the contact information, or if you want to feed it through your website, so it's only there, so you can control when they click, where it brings them to. Next question, Julie.
Yes. Where do I find the recordings of past webinars on the site?
The past recordings on the website. So here's where you go, gang. When the Power Agents, there's this thing up here called dashboard. I'm on the dashboard now. Also, a quick way is go Classroom, because Classroom's here and it's here. Classroom's where all the magic is. But in the so when I go to Classroom, whichever way I click on it, it's going to bring, this is all alphabetical. So now I'm showing you the actual website. Buyers, I'm going through real estate topics right now: farming, self-promotion, listing appointment, negotiating offers. If you're a new agent, we got something for you. Objection handling, servicing listings, prospecting, social media, time management, webinars on demand. So when you click on webinars on demand, we label them by the date. I got to tell you all something in just a second. So we label them by date so you can see the most recent ones. There's the business plan. We just did that webinar. And but this is where they all are. Now, Power Agents, the Holiday Heroes project that we did is there on Webinars on Demand. We just finished a series called the 12 Days of Training. And we got incredible feedback from that. This is all of the webinars that we did was back to back for 12 consecutive days, building referral business, becoming a listing machine, la, 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 la. And you can watch it and download the slides. So, and they're all customizable. So anyway, there's a tremendous amount of content there for you. Okay. Next question, Julie.
Fantastic. What about well, actually, it's funny because we just had somebody ask, how do I find the 12 days of training? Because the replays are only available now on the Power Agent website. So that's,
only Power Agents can get the 12 days of training. So that Power Agents, that's where you find it. Go into Classroom. That's what I did. Classroom, Webinars on Demand, Webinars. It's alphabetical, and there you go. Next question.
What do you think about putting a small calendar in your holiday card?
That's fine. It's fine to do that. Again, my only concern is if they haven't heard from you. Now, what you could do, what I would do, is I would hit the phones before. I would call people. I would try and get as many calls as you can. They're still early enough. So if you're going to mail out 100 calendars, I would call 100 people and wish them a happy holidays. And tell them, by the way, I'm going to mail you just a silly little gift to help you keep track of your schedule. It's a little calendar. But anyway, my Merry Years of calling is just want to wish you happy holidays. Now, when they get that mailing piece from you, it's better. It's so much better. Yeah. Next question. Yeah.
Now that you talk about that, Barbara asked, since calling now is prohibited on Long Island, what do you suggest as an alternative way to prospect? And doing what you just said, just calling people to wish them happy holidays and past clients, that's not prohibited.
Exactly. There is a lot of confusion in the state of New York because we're in a state of emergency, and there's you're not supposed to do telemarketing sales. We're not doing telemarketing. So let me tell you, and by the way, NYSAR and LIBOR would say the opposite, but I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about because I've checked it backwards and forwards. They're taking a political stance. Mine is I care about you making money. So all my New Yorkers, here's what I can tell you. In the state of emergency, you can still call a FSBO because you're not soliciting. It's not non-solicited. They're advertising, requesting calls. Expired, you can call because you have a past relationship through the MLS system. And just cold calling people, wishing them a happy holidays is not telephone soliciting. You can still call in New York. Okay? Next question.
We went through this in March. That's exactly how our power agents got business and really felt connected for the first time in a long time with their sphere.
Let me tell you something. That's the other thing, especially New Yorkers where they think they can't call. My power agents who are calling because they're listening, they're actually doing better because there's no competition because everybody else is sitting saying, I can't call. You can. So
they've had their best year ever, some of them.
Some of them have their best year ever. So yeah. It's political. That is a political stance. It has nothing to do with the legality. Anyway, I'm going to go next.
Jeff asks, how do you find the closed Facebook community groups?
What you do is you just go to Facebook and you type in your town. Type in your town, and that's how you'll find a bunch of groups. Find the group that has the biggest participation of people. That's all you have to do. Next question.
All right, search your neighborhood.
Yes.
Elaine says, do you recommend advertising in a local paper for an open house? I've been advertising on command, and so far I'm getting a lot of tire kickers. I've reduced the price, but I'm having difficulty getting an offer on the house.
Yeah. So first of all, if you're a power agent, let's talk on Monday or post in the Facebook closed group. I'll tell you what some of the power agents do is they'll post, if they have a listing that is not getting movement, they'll post it in the Facebook group and say, I've had this listing for longer than what we should based on my local market. You want to be careful. Like if you just listed it 2 weeks ago, don't waste everybody's time. But if in your market, listings are selling in 30 days or less, and you've got a listing that's been on the market for 2 months, that's a problem, right? So some power agents are posting their listings in the Facebook closed group saying, can you guys give me a set of eyes on this and tell me what do you think the problem is? Forget about it. The comments that we get, the power agents are saying, oh, the photos of this, the description of that, it's incredible. It's an awesome technique. So power agents, that's what you should do, is post listings that are not getting movement so you can get feedback. If you're not a power agent, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably the price is a problem, but it could be description. It could be photos. There's a lot of things if it's not moving. But don't pay for print ads. That's a waste of money. Next question.
Excellent. Rich says, regarding spotlighting MLS listings, how is it that you don't do you feel the need to get the listing broker's permission to show their listing on your site? My perception is that listing brokers don't want buyer agents jumping on their bandwagon.
Yeah, there is the law is you can advertise. That's how Zillow can do what Zillow does. Zillow, when they send out that email, those are listings of other agents. What? And it's called help me with the word
reciprocity.
Thank you. That's the word. So you can absolutely do it. You're not saying you listed it. You're just you're spotlighting hot houses that are on MLS. That'd be no different than if you were to tell a buyer, let me spotlight these houses for you as a buyer. I think you might be interested in. It's no different.
Well, the shiny penny concept is brilliant. Honestly.
Yeah, it's totally doable. So don't worry about it. Okay. Next question.
What is the cost of the Power Builder CRM?
The Power Builder CRM that we have for power agents, I want to be clear about something. So when you go to the dashboard, power agents, this Power Builder, this is the CRM that we did for you. If you already have a CRM that you love, you don't need that. If you don't have a CRM, people tell us this is the best one out there. I'm not going to mention other names. The advantage to the Power Builder, I'm in a demo site right now, so I don't know what's going to happen, but the Power Builder, what's cool about ours is that what we did is we're still adding all of these letters. Like when you go to farming and self-promotion, there is, it's all alphabetical, right? So there's hundreds of stuff. But you see all these letters, a professional recommendation, email, public open house, farming letters, and then flyers too. We're putting it into the Power Builder CRM. So that way you don't have to upload those. I know I didn't answer the question yet. This could be an hour tutorial. This is incredible, this CRM, what it has to offer, setting goals and setting tasks and staying focused. To answer your question, that is a separate price of $49 a month if you need it. So if you don't need it, you're just doing the Power Agent as a $47. That's it. So this is an add-on for you if you need it. I will tell you one thing that it has. I don't know if I'm in a demo site right now. It has social streaming. I can't show you this in this demo, but what the social streaming does, it'll post articles on your social media platforms automatically. You set it up, and that's included also. It's incredible. All right, next question, Julie.
What time are the coaching calls on Mondays?
11 o'clock Eastern time. They go to 12:30. When we do those calls get recorded. So if I go back to Classroom and I go to coaching calls, this is where you can actually ask a question in advance, and I get it emailed. And then on top of it, we record every Monday's call. So if you can't be on a call, but you have a coaching question, you can email it in advance, and I'll record my answer to you. The ideas that come out of this, Julie, that last email that you sent out was really awesome that I noticed. We send out a summary of the call each week. Mm-hmm. And that shows, here's the bullet points of what was covered. And I was impressed.
I took like 5 pages of notes from Monday's call.
These Monday calls are just incredible because the content, I'll get a whole bunch of questions and I come up with content. It's really wow. Next question.
It is really wow. Kelly Zanella says, thanks, Darryl. I just became a Power Agent.
Yay, Kelly, Power Agent. Ding, 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 ding. Anybody else became Power Agent, let us know. That's fun.
That is fun. Marie wants to know if this webinar is going to be available on demand.
Yes, it'll be in that same section that I told you, which is Classroom, Webinars on Demand, and it'll be at the very top because it's the most recent one.
Where would I find the Breakthrough Business Plan on the site?
Okay, Breakthrough Business Plan. I'm going to show you.
Oh, how lovely.
I'm going to show you something else while we're here, gang. Is we have this little chat. Well, we have great support. So if you ever have a question, you just click on that bubble. There's a real person there, and it's not automated. So and the whole team sees it, and then somebody will answer for you almost immediately. The Breakthrough Business Plan, when you think about business planning, that would be a time management thing. So if you have a question about something, if you think of what category it would fall under, is how you would do that. And then if I scroll down and find it, Julie, if you see it before I do, let me know. There it is, e-guide Breakthrough Business Plan. So, and there's the 43 pages that you'll get. There's also an easy business plan, which is 1 page, where you just figure out financially what you want to accomplish, and it breaks it down as to how many listing appointments you need to go on. There's other great time management stuff in there. There's the December calendar. So it's under calendar, but it's in the time management section. There's the weekly calendars that we put up there for you every week. You know, another way to do that, I'm going to show you, like if I typed in the word plan, hopefully it'll work with this where I'm sitting right now. But if I type in the word plan, it should pull up anything that is related to the plan. But while the website is obviously being overtaxed right now, we have a lot of Power Agents there. But there, I just typed in the word plan, and here's the results of plan. There is a business breakthrough plan video that we did in obviously 2019, so that's an old one. But there's pet disaster plans, there's the chart, there's the easy business plan, there's the newer one, the 3-part business plan that I just did last week. There is the actual e-guide for the plan. And then there's some other stuff too. So something for Halloween for next year. All right, next question, Julie.
Laylene says, you're awesome. We're awesome. Have a blessed week. Alex, new Power Agent from Montreal.
Hey. You know what? I think Montreal is beautiful, and I have still yet to go. Like all the picture, like I am dying to go to Montreal during Christmas.
I've been once and it was so cold. I've never been that cold in my entire life.
I am making that, like, I don't have a bucket list except for go to Montreal during Christmas. I have to go. There's like a castle hotel I want to stay at. It's beautiful every time I see it online, the pictures. Anyway, next question, Julie.
Cheryl is a new old power agent, so she's returned to the power program because she needs a kick in the pants for 2021.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Paula wants to know, is there a contract for the $47 a month?
No, this is month to month, meaning you can cancel anytime. So there's no locked in. Now, once you pay for the month, you're good for the month. But yeah, you can cancel anytime.
We do have some questions on the CRM. If you guys could, Darryl just showed that little tech chat box on our website. That's the best place to ask those questions because Gail will jump in and she's got all those answers in terms of the website and in terms of the IDX and all of that. If you've got specific technical questions, hit that little chat box there and Gail or Sarah will be happy to help you.
Yeah. So what happens, just so you guys know our system, this little chat button there, my whole team has that software on their computer. So you have Sarah, you've got Julie, you've got April, you've got Gail. So when you type a message there, it goes out to the entire team and they all see the same message. And then one of them decides who's going to pick it up based on the question. So you have a whole team working there behind the scenes for you. You just got to ask and we're there for you. Next question.
Wonderful. Susie, as a new agent, how do you figure out how many appointments you need to set up to get one listing? Great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a new agent, the rule of thumb is just say 10, right? Now, meaning that if you go on 10 listing appointments, you should get one listing, which is horrible numbers. But it's just good to start with. So you have some kind of concept. Now, like in sports, like they have averages, like I'm not into sports, so I'm going to screw this up. But like in baseball, there is the RBIs or like run bats in or something, whatever that stands for. Like every
you and I are really the ones to talk to about sports.
Yeah. So every baseball player has stats based on their past performance. And it's almost scientific. Like you can almost count on this player is going to be on base this many times he's up at bat. The same is true for you in real estate. For every number of appointments you go on, you're going to have an average. Like my average, if I spoke to 4 FSBOs, I would get 3 appointments, which I know is ridiculously high, but that's because I'm really good at it. But the power agent average is 2 out of 4. So if a power agent calls 4 FSBOs, they'll get 2 appointments. Then the next batting average is how many appointments face-to-face talking to a FSBO. New agents, like I said, think 10. 10 for calls, 10 for face-to-face. After a while, you'll learn your own batting average. Okay, next question.
I love it. How long should a virtual listing appointment take, in your opinion?
I think it's going to take at least 30 minutes, but I'm going to say about 45 minutes. And that's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
So on that note, if you are in a place where you're having to do those virtually, you suggest getting the pro Zoom, right? Because the free Zoom only gives you 40 minutes, then it cuts off. And you definitely don't want to get cut off in the middle of your virtual listing appointment.
Right. Exactly. I'm going to show you something. Whenever it comes to technology, what Julie did, which was really great, she spearheaded this because this was not. Listen, I'm very tech savvy, but I'm not I don't teach tech, so it didn't even show up on my radar to even think of this. But Julie thought of it. The website's really running slow right now because there's so many people on the call that's hitting it, but it's thinking right now. So. There is a place in the Power Program website called Tech Tools and Training in the classroom. So when you go there, there's a bunch of video trainings on how to use Zoom 101, Zoom 201, like if you're a little bit more advanced, how to do a virtual listing appointment, how to use PowerPoint. the beginnings of what's PowerPoint and how does that work. So we have I just clicked on time management. In the tech tools and training, there's a lot of great stuff that'll help you with that. Next question.
Fantastic. Alon, who's a newer Power Agent.
Hang on. I jumped to Kelly. I think Zoom only cuts you off at 40 minutes if it's a group. Yeah, 101, I think it's unlimited. No, Kelly, if you get the free package with Zoom, you can go 40 minutes with, it doesn't matter. Like there might be a limit as to how many people can be on it as well. But the free Zoom version is 40 minutes. And you don't want that because your listing appointment is going to cut you off. So if you pay whatever it is, $20 a month, it's pretty low cost for an agent. Then you have your own account and it's unlimited. So we talk about that. So there's the tech training, Zoom 101, Zoom 102, PowerPoint.
We're getting ready to do Canva. That's the next one.
Yeah, we're going to do a webinar on how to use Canva to create your own marketing pieces using Canva. So that'll be one of our next ones. Yep. Next question, Julie.
Exciting. If you decide or you need to cancel, how do you cancel?
Just here's what you can just click on that bubble, say can't cancel me.
And we'll give you Gail will contact you. So if you need to cancel, you just contact us and Gail will reach out.
Yes, contact us and then Gail will email you, call you and say, all right, we need to cancel. Here's how we'll do it. It's pretty easy though. So
we don't hold anybody. I mean, and we don't. You don't have to pay in advance. Like one of the things you tell Power Agents is, if somebody's making you commit for 6 months or a year, especially during these times, that's not something to do. So it's month to month here and no obligation. Just go in and try it out.
There's some companies. It's in advertising or any tech thing. They'll ask you to commit to 6 months or a year, or you pay in advance. Or if any company asks for money up front, I would run from them because, because if they're good, they don't need to do that, right? That's why we do month to month. Our agent retention, Power Agents, is super high because the value, once you get into the program during that 30-day trial, you'll be like, one of the testimonies we got from Power Agents, like, oh my gosh, where have you been my whole life? There's so much great content, support, training, ideas about you building your business to the next level. So next question.
I just had a call from an agent yesterday who's a newer agent and has been desperate during these times and didn't know what to do. And she's like, I'm in it for life now. She was very
I see Colette. Colette just signed up as Power Agent. Congratulations, Colette. Welcome to the family.
Alon, who's a newer Power Agent, says, I have not had a chance to practice or send out invitations for my live open house, and she's very nervous.
Oh, okay. So, listen, you're going to, when it comes to doing new stuff, it's going to get uncomfortable the first time. It's okay. Be okay with it. You're going to make mistakes and you're going to mess up. And Nietzsche said that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And Warren Buffett said, success is the worst teacher. You only learn from your mistake. Those are two of my favorite quotes. So you're going to learn and become stronger. So embrace that. Okay.
You got it. You got it, Alon.
Yeah.
Paula says, thank you. I'm now a Power Agent. I feel inspired.
All right, Paula. Go, girl.
Rebecca asked, what do you think of live webcams for listings or area publicity?
Yeah, listen, so Rebecca, so with Facebook, live is better. It gets a higher algorithm, gets more eyeballs on it, so it is better. So if you can do live. Some agents feel uncomfortable live. A lot of the videos that I record, well, that's not true nowadays, but I used to do all of my Facebook videos recorded because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I would make sure it was edited and then I would post 2-3 minute videos. Literally it took me 30 minutes to do 1 2-minute video. That's how it was. And but if you're okay with live, it is better. By the way, I saw another question that disappeared about somebody using Zoom versus Google Meetings. Do not use Google Meetings because it's just not good. The quality is not good. Google's not committed to it. I don't even know if it's around anymore. I think they may have shut it down, quite honestly. I could be wrong on that, but Zoom is the one to go.
Agreed. Yeah. Sharon just signed up. Welcome to the family, Sharon.
Yo, Sharon! Congratulations, Sharon.
How do I get to that dashboard thing again?
What's that?
How do you get to that dashboard thing again?
All right. Listen, when you guys, for those of you that just signed up, I'm going to show you something to get you on board. Now, there's going to be a lot of support. You're going to get a phone call. You're going to get emails. You're going to get stuff from us. But being that we have the time, because I think we've gotten through most of the questions, I'm going to just share this with you guys. When you click at the dashboard at the top, right, for new power agents especially, if you click on quick guides and tutorials, I'm not going to do it now because I want to stay on this page, but in there is a PDF, PowerPoint, Adobe like e-guide that'll give you tips, step 1, step 2, and there's links to pages in that guide. There's also some videos that are like short videos about giving you an overview of the website. So that's the first thing. The classroom, I told you, that's where all the magic happens. The coaching calls, the Monday weekly calls, that's where they're all recorded and stored. And that's where you get your code to call in. So we keep changing the code so only power agents get access to the calls. There's your CRM if you need it. This will bring you to the Facebook closed group. So when you click on that, as long as you're signed in to Facebook, it'll bring you right to the power agent only Facebook closed group. There is your billing and profile and the power agent directory in the webinar registration, because we do the webinars every Wednesday, webinar Wednesday. So you got to reserve for those. Do we have the upcoming ones? I'm going to click on that now and see. And I want to show you the directory. Okay, so this is the one that we did today. This is the one next week, which is we're going to go through a marketing calendar for 2021. So that's the next webinar next week. Going back to the dashboard, the Power Agent Directory, I've been told by some power agents this alone is worth the membership of being a power agent, because if you're looking for a power agent in a particular city or state that you live in, this is how you would find it. You can search for just that state. You can search a keyword, let's say Dallas, for example, and it'll pull up all the power agents for you. Okay.
Well, on that note, Darryl, a lot of the agents are using it for referrals, but they're also using the Power Agent Directory to find integrity partners and people that they can role play partners. And that's been really cool. We're seeing a flurry of that in the Facebook group, that they use the directory to find somebody in their market so they can, because they want to practice, especially some of our newer agents, right? So they want to practice their listing presentation. They want to practice, their prospecting calls. And so they're hooking up via the directory to find, role-playing partners, which I think is awesome.
How valuable would that be that you can say, you know what, I want to practice the power agent listing appointment on Zoom. Andriana, I'm looking at Andriana. Would you mind being a role play partner with me? You and I will Zoom in together. I'll do maybe 20 minutes, the first 20, then you can do 20. We can go back and forth and we'll get this thing here. I mean, how valuable would that be, right? So, and that's just...
you're dealing with somebody that's like-minded, right? Somebody that's committed to serving, not selling, and coaching, not closing. So it's awesome. It's been such a hit. Marianne just signed up. Very inspired. Welcome, Marianne.
Woo! Welcome, Marianne. Congratulations. Welcome to the Power Agent family. All right. Any other questions, Julie, or are we good?
I think we've covered them all. We did have one. Just hit publish too fast. If I wanted to refer, there's power agents wanting to refer. You can just send them to this same link and make sure that they put your name and your email in when they're signing up, and you'll get credit for that.
Yeah, so let me show you what that looks like. So when you click on that little thing, that little pop-up on the screen right now, or if you actually go to the website, which of course we have so many people on right now, and so it's acting a little slow. But when you go to darrylspeaks.com/trial, so it's the the online order page. So this is summarizing everything that you're getting. There's all the bonuses. This is all you keep all this, which is awesome. It's worth the $5 just to keep all this. If you're still not sure, there's some great testimonials from power agents there. But when you go to the order form page saying, okay, I want to become a power agent. And again, we put everything here for you so that way you feel comfortable. We list everything here. Look at all the stuff you're getting because we want you to feel comfortable. You're getting all this. It's going to be emailed to you right away. But at the top here, it says name of referrer. You don't need to put my name. If you know of a power agent that said, hey, you should be on this webinar to check Darryl out, or hey, you should become power agent. Some people said, hey, Darryl, can I share this on this trial to a Facebook group that I'm a member of? Yeah, absolutely. Because just tell people to put your name there because you get points. We don't really talk about it, but every month we give an award to the super power agent of the month. And one of the criteria to become that super power agent is referrals. But there's other things too that people get credit for. Then we create a promotional piece for that agent saying that you're a super power agent of the month. So you can use in social media to promote yourself. And you get for whatever it's worth to you, you get a 1 hour one-on-one just with me. We talk, you get my cell number. I coach you one-on-one on anything that you're dealing with as part of the prize. So that's it.
Thanks for covering that. Janice said, as per your suggestion, I just uploaded my picture and info into the directory. Good, Janice. We're watching you. We're watching you guys that don't have your picture in there.
Yeah, you'll notice it. You'll notice there were some people that didn't have their pictures in the directory. You see that? I don't like that. I'm going to tell you something. Power agents, when you don't put your photo in there, it works against you, right? Like if I had a choice of picking Faton, am I saying the right? I should have picked somebody. Adam or Andrew. I'm going to pick Andrew, or Adam versus Aaron. I'm going to pick Aaron because obviously he took the time to fill out the form. So make sure you do that. Next question, Julie, or comment?
Absolutely. Debbie said, thanks for the great information. So glad everything is recorded. There's so much to take in. And that's why we do it. So you've literally got a whole warehouse of training right there in your webinars on demand.
I want to say something to everybody too, is that there is absolutely no way that you can use, like if you look at just this bonus page, that alone for $5 is like huge. You can't implement all this stuff in the next 7 days. So don't get overwhelmed. Like my style of training, this is always what I've done, is I've given way more than you could ever possibly use. But the reason why I do that is because there's so many people I'm talking to right now that have different goals, different issues, different obstacles. I always feel compelled to do my best to help everybody. So whatever your individual challenge is, I want you to go to that one thing and pull it and use it for you. Another person may pick this thing and use it for themselves. In other words, you look at the Power Program as a buffet. When you used to go to a buffet at a restaurant, I hope to God you didn't eat everything in every tray. You went to the buffet. There's 20 trays. You'd say, "Oh, I like that one. I don't like this one. I like that." So you pick the ones, you put it on your plate. Anyway, that's the Power Program.
And just imagine if you picked up one little tidbit, one strategy every week on these Wednesday webinars, then at the end of the year, you're 52 times stronger as an agent, right?
This is how you double your income. Here's the model. If you improve your skill and ability in production by just 10% a month, because you're involved a little bit every week, 10% a month is 120% increase in a year. That's how you more than double your production, 1 month at a time.
I love it. Darlene just signed up from the Tampa Bay area. Yay! I'm in the area. Darlene, welcome.
All right, Darlene, welcome.
Kathleen said, regarding the Facebook Live method, I think it's better as well. I think we're more inclined to watch something that's real than an edited version. You are real, which is why I'm a power agent. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate it.
Let's see. Dave is looking for the benefits of selling during the holidays. That's 11 ways. So look for 11 or go into prospecting or farming is where you'll find that flyer. Dave?
Yeah. So Dave, you can use that search function.
Use the search in the classroom, Darryl.
What's that?
Go to the classroom and use that search.
Okay. So if I did 11. Oh, that's oops, I just did.
You're in the wrong one. Yep.
Yep. I may have just clicked the wrong button. Sorry. Yep. It's not showing up for 11, Julie, unless I.
Well, it's because you did you were
Nope.
looking in.
No, it's not.
Holidays.
I mean, I'll show them where it is because we know where it is, but I want to show the function. Nope.
That's weird.
Okay, so if we go to classroom and
Putting in those search criteria now, though, so I'll make sure.
Farming and tell me where it is, Julie Loways.
Flyer.
There's a Winters. That's the open house. Okay, so where is it?
I'll have to go look.
So come on now. I know it's probably here. And I'm in the farming and self-promotion. So let me go to a listing appointment because that's something you would show a homeowner, the 11 reasons why they should probably list during the holidays. So I'm going to go there.
Thanks. Let me just double check.
And sorry, gang, that this is now because now we're obsessed. We're gonna want to find this. I'm not finding it. So first of all, I'm gonna tell you, gang, that
it's actually under prospecting. It's flyer-11 reasons, but I don't know why it's not coming up in the search. But I'll have Eileen double check that. But it's under prospecting.
So here's another thing I want to tell everybody because this website has so many things. So I'm in prospecting right now. I'm going to do what Julie said. I'm going to go to F for flyer, and there's the 11 reasons to list during the holidays. So when I typed in the number 11, it should have found it in the search. So now that we found that problem, we're going to fix it, and that won't happen again. If you ever find a problem or something about the website because it's so huge, then you can either put it in that chat to us, and we're on it like white on rice. Or the other way to do that is there is a suggestion box that we have at the top of every page. Make a suggestion. And we read these and we put them into a separate file that says, all right, this is a priority. We need to handle this right away. It's like we create tickets. So anyway, there's that. Okay.
Agnes wants to know if the CRM goes with you. So if they decide not, if they decide to opt out.
No, hang on, Julie. That could be a couple of different meanings. So first of all, the CRM, because it's online, it'll go with you no matter where you are in the country. As long as you have a computer and an internet access, you'll have access to your CRM. That's the first part of that question. The second part is if you become a power agent and then decide to not be a power agent, you will still be able to have the CRM. It will just strip away all of the customization that we have in the program, meaning all of the letters and the flyers, the things that are power agent exclusive content. You won't have access to that anymore, but you'll still have access to the CRM. The company that we use is called, you'll see it on my screen there in the upper, it says Exact Contact. That's the company that we worked with. So you'll still have access, and it will cost you more money though. You're not going to get the same pricing. So you have a better price as a power agent plus the content specific.
Laura says, thank you for all the great information. I'm happy to say I'm a new power agent. I'm leaving 2020 a good agent and entering 2021 a powerful one. I love that, Laura.
That's great.
I think that's it. Unless
and Agnes said, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Agnes. I'm glad that helped you, that answer. Okay. Well, gang, I'm going to let you go so we can all stay focused and keep moving our business forward. So listen, before I let you go, number one, thank you very much for being on the call. Number two, we love power agents. So thanks, power agents, for being on the call, and welcome to new power agents. The third thing is, as I always like to say, Do me a favor, do yourself a favor, stay safe, stay focused, and don't forget to keep smiling. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.